Okay, so I have two out of touch influencer stories for you today. They are completely different situations, but they both have that same, of course, an influencer did this kind of energy. And honestly, neither one of them was quite big enough to have their own video. So we're going to be bundling them up today, two for the price of one, so we can end this week strong. The first one is yet another round of Angel Tree drama because the Angel Tree drama is never ending on TikTok, apparently. And the second story is about an influencer who was gifted a free trip, missed her flight, and then expected the airline to basically rearrange the entire universe so that she could show up on time to meet her friends. Like, the level of entitlement is actually impressive with this one. So consider this basically a part two to my out of touch influencer videos. Maybe we need a series here on my channel. Two stories, same theme. Let's get into it. Also, I am filming during the day. Usually I film at night, and a better YouTuber would probably know the right ways to arrange my lighting so that it's not so bright, but I'm not that person. So I had to add that in there. Nobody cares, but I had to add it in there. But before we get into the angel tree story of the day, you kind of need to know a little bit of a backstory. So, if you are not on TikTok, for the last few weeks, every bigger influencer's comment section has been flooded with people asking them whether or not they're going to do an angel tree this year. And I think that all circles back to actually a video we did here on my channel of that TikToker who begrudgingly did an angel tree video, but she refused to spend more than $30 on the ticket. If you saw my video, you know exactly how that all played out. But basically, ever since that situation blew up, tons of influencers have started filming their own angel tree shopping videos. It's kind of gotten to the point where it almost feels expected that they all participate. And to be honest, my personal take on that is it sort of feels like angel tree, at least on TikTok, has turned a lot more into a performance than anything else. But with that being said, angel tree content is trending right now. And influencers know that posting it means a wave of "you're such a good person" comments and a nice little boost for their algorithm. And look, if it still is benefiting someone at the end of the day, then I guess it doesn't really matter what the motivation, what the actual intentions are behind it. But I do wonder how many of these influencers are going to be participating next year with Angel Tree if Angel Tree is not trending on TikTok. Anyway, that's the context that we're working with for today's video. So let's get into what is actually happening. Okay, so question, do you know who Mikayla Nogueira is? Because honestly, I did not know until today. But she is a massive beauty creator on TikTok, like 17 million followers massive.
This is the weirdest liquid liner I have ever seen. I'm pretty good at eyeliner, but when I look at this, all that knowledge goes out the window. I'm hosting an ugly sweater Christmas party. I have three sweaters here, and I need you to tell me which one is the ugliest.
And scrolling through her page, she honestly gives me a lot of Jaclyn Hill energy, constant luxury hauls, super curated closet organization content, the whole influencer lifestyle package. You get the idea. But last month in November, a lot of her followers were asking if she was going to do an angel haul, saying, I want to see you do an angel haul. I'd love to see an angel haul video from you. Now, someone with 17 million followers on TikTok, they're going to be getting thousands of comments per video. So she didn't have to reply to these comments. She could have just completely ignored them and went about business as usual. But she didn't. She replied saying that she was planning to do not one, but many. And as the weeks went on, she doubled down on it, responding to people with things like patience, and I'm doing it in December. So there are tons of comments where she herself, or Michaela herself, is confirming that yes, she is going to be participating in the TikTok angel tree trend. But as she continued posting video after video of more personal hauls, more makeup, more sponsored content, there were no angel tree hauls and people were noticing it. And then someone commented that the day had finally come. It was the last day to participate. The actual deadline for the program had come. And Michaela responded with, "Wait, what? It ended already?" Yeah. So obviously, that response stirred people up, and a lot of people just thought she was never going to do it in the first place. And I mean, this really blew up. People are even still in her comment section saying, "Are you doing it? Are you doing it?" And look, in influencer world, I think that there was a very easy, clean way out of this drama. Even if it would have been performative, I will say that it would have been performative, but She could have made a video owning up to the mix up, saying, "Look, I didn't know that there was a deadline. I didn't know it was this day." And then she could have followed up with a video of her donating to another program, participating in another charity, or donating directly to the Angel Tree website and showing receipts, showing the proof that she did that. Because I'm sure that you can still donate directly on their website. Some people, I'm sure, still would have had a problem with it, but I think most people would have just moved on from it. But that's not exactly the route that Michaela took. Not even close. Instead, like I said, her comment section started filling up with people asking if she ever did her angel tree. And Michaela began replying with things like, "Did you? Where's yours?" And it didn't really happen if there's no video. And those kind of snarky replies is what really rubbed people the wrong way. Because Michaela was the one who repeatedly said in her comment section, "Wait, be patient, it's coming, I'm gonna do a bunch." But then when the deadline passed, she seemed shocked. And suddenly she is flipping the questions back onto her followers. It kind of came across less of an explanation and more of her just deflecting responsibility. I think it also didn't help that the whole comment of "it didn't happen if there's no video" felt like an attempt to rewrite what actually happened. Because had she actually done an Angel Tree ticket, even one, we would know about it. Michaela loves attention. She loves TikTok and she loves to film what she got shopping. This is the same creator who filmed a 60,000 plus dollar shopping haul.
So I went luxury shopping and completely blacked out. Stuff I got from Louis Vuitton is literally so good. Like, I can't even tell you how good this haul is about to be. I could not say no to this. I couldn't. Hello? This is the winter bag of my dreams. Just to show you up close, it is very cool. This is a pair of shoes. They have such good shoes. Oh my God. Look at the gold heel, and they're very comfortable. Oh my God. The little LV on the front. Clearly, I'm gonna be wearing boots all winter. This is either shoes or a bag. I thought this bag was so good. So different for Louis Vuitton. How cool. Like, this will look so nice with all my fall outfits.
So, there's just no universe where she would skip the chance to film an Angel Tree haul, especially knowing it would have absolutely performed well and she would have made whatever she spent on the Angel Tree items back and then some. So, for now, she's just being passive aggressive and posting videos basically as if nothing is going on. It seems like people's biggest issue isn't even that she didn't post it, it's the way that she's responding to it all, having an attitude about basically being held accountable for something that she had promised. What I will say about everything regarding Angel Tree on TikTok, that's important on TikTok, is that I feel like it's so far off from what Angel Tree is actually about. And this is coming from all angles because this year it was influencers doing influencer things when it came to Angel Tree. Everything was so performative for TikTok, many of them doing it only because they were pressured into it. And then the drama that kind of came with all of that is because they are posting hauls of what they got for the Angel Tree tag. And then people go and dissect every little thing that they purchased. Whether it's name brand or not, big enough, expensive enough. Oh, this influencer did only three, while this influencer did six. Then you have, Cookie Dough, the influencer that I covered, who clearly didn't want to do it. She just wanted to post something that she knew would gain traction. So she picked an angel tag. Like she picked two, very begrudgingly, like I said, and she wasn't going to spend any more than $30 per tag. But then last year, the drama with Angel Tree was parents going on TikTok, showing a haul of everything that their child got from the Angel Tree program and complaining about it. The parents were the ones complaining about it, saying it wasn't enough. So here's the thing yes, if someone takes an Angel Tree tag, the expectation is that they'll actually try to fulfill it. And if they realize that they can't, whether it's just too expensive, maybe the list is too long, then they get a different tag. Or maybe if they had a price in mind, like Cookie Dough had, she had $30 in mind, the better option would be to participate in a program like Toys for Tots. And that's actually something that I've changed my mind on since last year. Since last year, I learned more about the Angel Tree program. And I used to think, well, even getting a couple gifts, only spending X amount is better than nothing. But honestly, after everything has unfolded with Angel Tree, after I learned more about the program, I've kind of come to the conclusion that if someone goes into it with a certain price tag in mind and that's okay. But if they go and they take a big list, knowing full well that they cannot get even half of the stuff on that list, then I think that their effort probably is better spent on a program like Toys for Tots, where the donation can best be used instead of only buying 1 or 2 things off of a list just to say that you did it, like a lot of people on TikTok, I think, have done. But the reality is Toys for Tots is not trending. Angel Tree is what is trending, and that is why a lot of people are doing it because it's trending. So if Toys for Tots was trending, that's what people like Cookie Dough would be donating to this year. But with all that being said, on the flip side, and maybe this is another hot take, the trend of making angel haul videos of what your child got and then complaining about it is also messy. Don't get me wrong, you're allowed to feel disappointed. Nobody can take that away from you. You can feel upset, you can feel mad, angry, sad, whatever. But do we need to go on TikTok and do a haul and complain about it? Do we need to do that? In my opinion, no. Again, we need to remember that these are the parents complaining and making hauls, not even the child who is the actual recipient. I think circling back to the beginning of all of this, Angel Tree has kind of turned into a circus, and TikTok is a big reason why. I don't know about you, but I personally miss when people did charitable things quietly out of the kindness of their hearts instead of doing it all for TikTok for a performance, for clicks, for views. But influencers, most of them just cannot help themselves. Doing something privately, it's not an option. Every single thing has to be content. And I'm not saying that there are not people out there doing it in a good way that isn't performative. I just feel like most of the ones I have seen this year specifically with influencers, it's all very performative. And that's really why Michaela ended up in hot water. She couldn't just participate in a charity out of genuine intention. She had to announce it, hype it up, tell everyone, yeah, I'm doing it, be patient, and essentially wait for a moment to clear up in her content calendar to film it. Which honestly, whatever, it would have been fine. Like I said earlier, I'm not personally a fan of the whole performative side of it, but if it benefits someone in the end, it's still a net positive. But the moment that she gets called out, the second people ask where the video is after she promised it, suddenly it's everyone else's fault. And that I feel like is kind of the pattern with a lot of influencers on TikTok. Everything is content until accountability enters into the picture. So I'm kind of curious if she's going to continue doubling down on what she said, continue to be snarky, maybe ignore it altogether, or actually take some accountability. So that was part one of my video, but I have a little extra bonus out of touch influencer story for you today. So if you didn't know, for years, the beauty brand Tarte invites a bunch of influencers on a paid trip to a tropical island like Bora Bora or Turks and Caicos. They pay for literally everything and give the people invited a ton of free products. It's actually insane how much money they spend for this trip every single year, as if influencers need more free stuff, more vacations, more luxury vacations. It's a very out of touch trip to say the least, and honestly, shame on Tarte for continuing it. But anyway, the plan this year for the Tarte trip was Turks and Caicos, and the brand was having everyone fly into Miami, which they were paying for, and then from there, they were going to be flying all the influencers on 2 different private planes that they have. So imagine you're an influencer and you get invited on this free trip to a tropical island. Your flights, your food, your drinks, your room and board, every single thing is paid for. I mean, you'd be grateful, right? That'd be really, really cool. But at the very least, you would get to the airport on time. At the very least, that's all you have to do is just show up on time. That's really the only thing you're being asked to do. Show up on time. Well, for this influencer named Tiana Roblard, that was too much.
Leave it to me, y'all, to miss my bag check time. Essentially, we are flying. Everyone's flying to Miami, and then we're all leaving on 2 different planes from Miami to Turks. And I missed my flight to Miami, so everyone's gonna be gone when I get there. I don't get to fly with my friends now, and that's my punishment. That's what I get. That's what I get for spending extra time scrubbing off this fake tan. But this would be me. This would. They're seeing if they can push one of the planes back like an hour and a half so that maybe I can make it. That's like our hope and dream. Am I expecting it to happen? Not really, but it's my hope and dream. Because then if they push one of the planes back, I get to hang out with everybody and arrive when everyone else arrives. JSX, pull through for me, please.
Yeah, the comments were basically what you would expect. Someone said, push an entire plane back for one irresponsible person. That's terrible. Unpopular opinion, but being late is a level of disrespect. I don't think that's unpopular. I think that's a very popular opinion. Influencers are exhausting at this point. Missing a free flight for a free trip is crazy. This is kind of tone deaf, grown adult, by the way. I can't believe these are the people we're making famous. The privilege is crazy. Now, did she actually ask for the plane to be rerouted, or did she call somebody at Tarte and said, "Hey, I missed my flight," and they said they were gonna do what they can to get things changed and rerouted to make sure she could get there on time. Who knows? The details are a little bit fuzzy on that. But what is clear is that the Tarte CEO stepped in and said she was going to take care of it. So, in one way or another, she did arrange a private plane to get Tiana to Turks and Caicos. So, Tiana arrived late, yes, but she still landed the same evening as everyone else, was greeted with a mountain of PR gifts, and magically everything worked itself out. And honestly, don't know about you, but to me, it's all very unnecessary, very over the top. I mean, whether it was holding up an entire plane for one person or flying out a private jet for one influencer to get to a brand trip on time, both situations, both scenarios, however it played out, is insane. Especially in 2025 when brands are trying to push a message of being more sustainable for the environment, but yet we're flying private flights out to Turks and Caicos for influencers and then rerouting things or getting a private flight, private jet for for just one person. Wild. Crazy. But what do I know? It's to me, it's crazy. Personally, if I were the one who was in charge of all the logistics, I would have taken a more grounded approach. I would have said, you know what? You missed the flight. Life happens. But we're not going to be reconstructing an entire trip around you. You can either book a commercial flight with all the regular people who were not invited, or you can go home. That's life. I feel like that's how life works. You know, there are consequences even to things that were an accident. You know, she had a rubber spray tan off and that took so much time. Life happens, but there are usually consequences. Not getting a private jet just for you. You know, bending over backwards so the one influencer can make it on time with her friends. That's exactly why so many of us are just completely over these out of touch influencers on TikTok, especially. And honestly, the fact that Tarte is just pouring that kind of money into something as trivial as an influencer brand trip, it's kind of nauseating. I could literally do an entire video just on these Tarte trips because they're basically a masterclass in everything that is wrong with influencer culture today and then some. But let me know what you think about both situations I talked about today. Let me know if you like these videos where it's just little bits of drama that happened this week. Let me know your thoughts below. Make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.